Number 16 is Seventh Son.
Seventh Son.
I watched this movie.
Jeff
I
Bridges.
mean, that was
I have no idea.
Basically, he
12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Basically, the main character is the seventh son of a seventh son.
Oh,
Okay.
is this based on a book?
And I don't know. And because of that, he's trained by Jeff Bridges' character to fight evil. And
Well, there's
I don't know.
a biblical reference there in the seventh son of a seventh son, but
it sounds like a book I read.
there's a lot of books that have seventh son of a seventh
Yeah.
son, so it could be anything.
Yeah.
But it. Yeah.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't awesome. Okay.
So number 15, Jonah Hex.
Never seen it.
I like the character of Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
The character is really cool. But I've never seen the movie, and I'm basing my opinion of it entirely on yours.
I've never heard of this movie.
We have it. I think we've seen it.
Yeah.
We have it?
Jonah Hex is a DC character.
Yeah.
He's a Old West cowboy.
Yeah.
Missing a chunk of his face.
Yeah, I mean, I know who he is, but I've never didn't even know they made a movie.
I believe it won. Is it Razzie? Is that what it's called?
Yes, we do own it.
We own it and we've never seen it?
Yeah, looking at
Okay,
library.
backtracking. That movie is based on a book series I read, and it's the Wardstone Chronicles, which is great.
Yep.
So somebody should check that out.
So, if I remember correctly, I think it was a Razzie that it won for
Wait a minute.
worst on-screen couple. And the on-screen couple from this movie that they paired together were Josh Brolin's face and
Josh Brolin's
and
face.
Megan Fox's acting.
We may have seen it because I remember. I remember Josh Brolin now. Thinking about it, I remember him, and maybe we haven't seen it. Maybe it was a trailer that I saw or something. But I'm having memories of Josh Brolin as Jonah Hex.
This kind of movie, it fits into a category in my mind of lots of movies that have come out recently that I can't think of all the titles, but there's a certain kind of movie that comes out. It's a very modern take of an old style, like Hansel and Gretel, and those types of movies. Like
That movie, by the way, is sort of awful, but in a great way.
Yeah,
I
I know.
love that movie. It's cheesy and awful, and I love that they play up his diabetes that he got from the witch.
right.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. I interrupted.
What were
I'm
you-
sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'd like to come up with a category for this kind of movie, but they're blown out of proportion. Special effects, ridiculous,
Kinda over the top.
action,
Like an edgy version of a children's story.
Yeah, there's like 15 movies that fit in this category to me, and some of them are okay. Some people are like, oh, I love that movie, but this is one of those that I just
Now,
kind
if I remember correctly, did they make it kind of steampunky, or is that just my imagination?
Yes. It's like
That
that.
it was kind of-
There was a
Okay.
vampire movie like that where they had like steam powered Gatlin style guns.
Yeah, but that was good.
What was that?
I don't remember, but it was good.
It was not good.
Yes, it was.
That's the idea. It's bad.
Remember Wild
Let's
Wild
continue.
West?
Wild
Moving
Wild
on.
West was awesome.
That was
movie. Next movie.
Number 14, Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Is that the one with the where they took place on that planet where they were all?
Yeah. See, okay. Being the
There's one
Ridley
thinking
Scott fan that I am, I love Ridley Scott, and I love the Alien franchise. I enjoyed the Predator franchise, and I even enjoyed the first Alien versus Predator movie. After the first one, I've seen them all, but after the first one, they just got to the point where it was like, oh, okay, you guys have kind of worn this one out.
See,
But one was enough.
I was about to say, if you were about to defend that movie and be like, I loved it, I was going to say, I'm going to start using you as the barometer for movies I should not watch. When you're like, it's a great movie, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm never watching that.
Yeah, that one wasn't.
I don't know that I feel like I had to have seen this, but it's not the one I'm thinking of.
We've seen it.
There's one Alien movie that takes place where these people all show up and they're on this. They don't know each other and they're on this planet that they don't recognize. They just wake up and they're all together and they're having. Is that an Alien movie?
You sure it's not Predators? Because it sounds
That's
a lot
Predators.
like Predators.
I think that's
Okay,
Predators.
that's what it is. Yeah.
which
That
was
one
not
was
bad.
not bad. It wasn't.
It
It,
was
wasn't blockbuster.
What's the next one?
Lucky 13 is Will Smith's Take Your Son to Work Day After Earth, which I haven't seen.
After Earth. That's him and Jaden.
Yeah,
Right.
we've seen it, but I don't remember. It wasn't.
I don't remember if it was good or not. Which
memorable.
I mean, yeah. If it wasn't, if it's a Will Smith movie and it's not memorable, it must not have been good.
Yeah.
Because Will Smith is excellent in most everything.
So I've heard of a lot of these, but here's one I have not. It's number 12 is Blood and Chocolate.
I have heard of Blood and Chocolate.
I have not heard of that.
Sounds gross.
It does actually
I don't know.
sound disgusting.
I will the image with this right in the middle of it. It says Blood and Chocolate. Temptation comes in many forms. And on the left side there is a gentleman with kind of medium length swept hair and a Van Dyke. And the right third of this image is a snarling wolf.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a werewolf movie.
Huh. All right.
I remember that.
Number 11, Season of the Witch. Speaking of Nicolas Cage.
I think I remember this one. I think I've seen this one. And
This is an awful movie.
What? I want to know who was making Nicolas Cage's decisions for him during this period. This is the same time when he did all
I
these
believe
awful movies.
it is Nicolas Cage's checkbook.
yes.
I saw a
He
theory
was clearly desperate.
that Nicolas Cage made a bunch of movies that are really, really bad, and his acting is bad in them on purpose, and then turns it around and starts acting good in movies again. It's just to keep people on their toes.
I would not doubt
I would like to read one brief quote from the description of this. Monty Python and the Holy Grail without the jokes.
Oh, that is a horrible roasting
Wow.
statement there. That's tough.
Wow.
Number 10, The New Fantastic Four.
The new Fantastic,
The
the
new
one,
Fantastic Four.
the
modern one.
the modern one.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
You know, it's not great.
I was watching it and I remember thinking, it's a different take on it. It's all right. And then I get to about the last 20 minutes and I'm just like, no.
There is a line in the Fantastic Four movie that every time they say it, that I've watched it because I've watched it with the kids a couple of times, my eyes roll so hard that retinas just want to snap in half and detach. It's the pop quiz. What happens to metal when it's, superheated and then super cooled? That whole thing at the end. It's not cool. You're not doing a good job there, Mr. Fantastic. You're lame. Like you're a nerd trying to be cool.
That's from the old one, though.
Okay, but I'm just saying
anyway.
that
It
one.
reminds me of
That
the line,
wasn't
I haven't
good
seen
either.
the new one.
the
That
line
wasn't
from
any
the
good
first X-Men. What happens to it?
To a toad.
Toad when he gets
Oh
struck
my
by
gosh.
lightning.
That is the one part of that movie I absolutely hate too.
It's so awful.
It's awful.
Number 9.
So number 9 is The Host,
The
based
Host.
on the Stephanie Myers
That's
We
novel.
still haven't seen
Okay.
that one.
It's an
have
Asian
we?
film.
The
Isn't it?
book is
Oh, wait.
amazing. The book
No,
is so good.
Yeah.
The one that you're thinking of, Ronnie,
Oh, there's two
is
hosts.
yeah, that was the one that you're thinking of is the one with the monster
Yeah.
in the ocean.
This is
one
2013 movie?
is-
The
yeah,
the
this is
host
based on a
movie is okay,
teeny bopper novel.
but the novel is amazing. You should read the novel. It's very good.
9% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's the lowest so far.
Wow.
Number 8. Oh, they're just going down.
Okay.
as this goes, yeah. Number 8 is Babylon AD.
AD.
It's a Vin Diesel movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, I
either.
don't know anything
Pretty
about
sure I
this
haven't
one.
seen that one, which is unusual because I really like Vin Diesel.
Are any of the Chronicles of Riddick movies on there?
Well, we haven't gotten to that point yet.
This is also within the last
Michael
10 years.
Caine stars in that.
Michael Caine is in it.
Yeah, and Vin Diesel.
Well, but you know what though, Michael Caine at one time was a great actor.
6%.
Have you heard how he decides whether or not he's going to be in a movie? In an interview, he said, in his nice Cockney accent, he said, well, I read the first page, and if the character's on that page, and then I read the last page, and the character's on that page, then I do the bloody film.
Wow.
Number 7, The Last Airbender.
Oh
haven't seen
gosh.
No, I haven't watched it.
I had no desire to see it. No desire.
My also, because I'm not a huge fan of that, I gauged that on the reaction of my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, who are huge fans of the Last Airbender cartoon, and they did not care for the movie at all.
Nobody likes that movie.
6%.
Oh my gosh!
So number 6,
even lower than Stephanie Myers.
Right.
Number 6, surprisingly, the first Yuva Bowl movie on here. In the Name of the King, a dungeon siege tale, starring Jason Statham.
Never seen it.
Nope,
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
That's a long title.
Based on the Dungeon Siege video game.
Oh.
Never
Just
played
not
it.
good.
Oh, there you go.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing that Yuva Bowl has ever made has been good.
Well, there you go.
4%.
Yeah.
Dang. Dang.
So moving right along through these last 5. Number 5 is I, Frankenstein.
I liked that movie.
I did too. I
I
thought
actually
it was
liked
all right.
that movie. I thought it was okay. I
never
liked
got around to watching
It
it.
certainly had its problems.
it. Was
but-
such a unique take on the story, though. I thought it was such a unique take on it. I liked
I'm
it.
just going to go out there and say my favorite representation ever of Frankenstein, even considering Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, is Young Frankenstein.
Oh, absolutely.
Best
hands
one
down.
ever.
4%.
So number 4, another Yuva Bowl entry. Blood Rain.
That's Blood Rain, Rayne, right?
Yep, based on
I
the
have
video
seen
game.
that one. It's terrible.
They made a second one of those too.
It's terrible.
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 Number 3 is a movie called Passion Play. I've never even heard of this. From the picture, it looks like it may have Megan Fox in it. Who,
There's your problem.
Yeah. Look, let's be honest. There's only one reason she's actually getting work.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
up here to
there's
look at.
two reasons why she's getting work.
There's 2 reasons, and generally when you stare at them, they go, "My eyes are here."
So,
What was that?
Passion Play.
Passion
It's
Play.
got a 3%.
Oh, it does have it.
Yeah,
It's got the rating on there.
I'm looking them up. Like, if you already know the answer, don't.
Number 2 is the Tim Allen vehicle Zoom.
Zoom.
If I remember
Some kind of-
correctly, it was kind of in the same category as like Jumanji and Zathura were.
I've never heard of this movie.
Just not good.
Yeah, it's a family superhero. More along the lines.
Oh,
I would
okay,
describe
then.
it like
Yeah.
Sky High,
Oh,
How
gotcha.
about,
Okay.
Spy Kids.
Sky
Spy
High.
Kids.
Oh my
Sky High.
gosh.
Yeah.
3%.
And
Wow.
number 1, according to this list, the number 1 worst fantasy and sci-fi movie in the last 10 years, starring, anybody want to guess? Nicolas Cage,
Oh.
Shocker.
Left Behind.
Oh.
I have not seen the new one with Nick Cage.
No.
I've seen the ones with Kirk Cameron,
Yes.
which
they're
are terrible.
Yeah.
In their
those
own
aren't
right.
great
Oh
either.
my gosh.
I think that
1%.
being a Christian, there's a part of me that whenever someone who's on the verge of on that edge, the periphery of, they sort of believe that maybe God could be real, when they encounter something like that, like the Left Behind movies or one of those like Christian movies that's not great, I feel like that pushes them further away from Jesus. Just, it kicks them off the cliff. Like, this is Sparta style.
Who knows?
Like, no, Christians don't do good things. So I would like to see someone make a decent, family-friendly Christian film that does not suck.
So, getting back to how I got to that article, we've all heard of clickbait.
yes.
Yes.
I am part of the problem.
Yes.
Yes.
Man, I see a catchy headline
All
like that,
day or day.
like the top 20 worst movies, and I'm like, click.
Yep.
And-
Number 7 is shocking.
I cannot tell you how many of those lists that I have sent my husband.
Yeah, I'm so bad. And
Some of them are really funny, especially when you got the ones with the really funny dogs on them.
The ones that get me is okay, and this is the worst sort of clickbait, and I feel like a horrible human being every time. Is they put someone who I've seen in movies or whatever out there, and this photo is going to ruin their life or whatever, or some sort of story about this family had this thing happen. And then it takes you 70 pages to get to the actual story. Or they talk about a picture and it's not in the story
and it's not
at all.
in the story.
Yeah.
And I'm so mad, and I
that's
have to
the biggest
Google
thing,
it.
Is that they'll say, these celebrities have had this done, and they'll have like a picture of like Drew Barrymore on the thing, but then they will not have Drew Barrymore anywhere in the article.
Or the thing that cracks me up is the ones that's like 7 celebrities who have died, and it showed someone that's very much alive. Those I don't click. But like the ones that draw me in are the worst sort of gossipy crap. And I feel like an awful human being for getting sucked into them. But I cannot help myself.
My favorites are when you have the ones that are like text message conversations. Between there's one that I've done that is just absolutely hilarious, and it's between parents and their children. But then there's other ones that are like the worst breakups over text message and stuff. And then the other ones that I like are when you have waiters and waitresses giving like these stories of customers that have come in. Those just absolutely enrapture me.
So let's do another quick Ask Reddit before we wrap up here. What hobby screams rich people?
Yachting.
Golfing.
Golfing, I think, is one that kind of
Yeah,
unites.
you don't have to be rich to do golfing.
It sort of bridges that divide.
But the people that I know that golf are all rich.
Yeah, see, they have a golf team at the high school I went to, and it was a bunch of kids that you wouldn't think would be like country club brats. It was kids that, they hung out with, they were good athletes, so somebody took them under their wing and was like, here, let's try this sport too. And so I don't think of golf as a rich people sport.
Yeah.
First thing
I do.
The first thing that popped in my head was equestrian. Any kind of horse related.
Oh yeah.
It's very expensive
horses
to
are
maintain.
Aviation.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
I know.
I wish I could fly. I wish I could fly and have my own plane. That would save so much time for things. Just getting long distances and.
See, I know so many doctors who that's their hobby because, where I work in the hospital, I know a bunch of doctors who are like, yeah, I took the plane out the other day and we did this and did this. And another one of them, he does like all the sailing and stuff like that too. That to me says, I have money to spend on something that does nothing for anyone.
Very disposable income.
Yeah.
Ballroom dancing. These things that rich people do. It's expensive. It's not necessarily expensive to do, but it's something that rich people tend to do.
We actually have a friend that told us the other day about this thing that a group of people does here nearby called Cotillion every month, where they get together and they learn etiquette and like ballroom dancing and stuff like that. And it's teenagers that they dress nicely and they have a meal and they do like table etiquette and for fine dining, and they do the dance styles and learn different dance styles and stuff. And I thought that's really interesting that somebody is kind of taking sort of those things that we pushed away, that have thought of things of the past and trying to bring it to young people.
Art collecting.
Oh,
It's expensive.
Art thievery.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've about pumped the well dry
On that one.
So I hope y'all have enjoyed listening to this. This would be the part of the show where we would thank our sponsors, if we had any.
This is where we could talk about you and your money.
Yeah. But real quick, we do want to talk about some of the other things that are going on. And for that, I'm going to throw that to Keelan and the wife. They've got a new project.
We've got a new YouTube channel.
Oh.
YouTube and Twitch, I guess, kind of combo. Yeah, it's called Two Mere Mortals. I knew I'd mess it up somewhere.
Two murmurs.
Two mere
Murders.
The number 2.
Yeah,
Yes,
Number two.
Mere
Mortals.
mortals.
That sounds bad. The number 2. Mere mortals.
No
poop
poop
mortals.
involved.
You should definitely go check them out. They have a Fallout series they're doing right now that is brilliant.
Backseat driver.
Yeah, it is. The wife is playing, but Keelan is making all the decisions for her.
It's great.
And it's quite fun.
It's very funny.
It's awesome. It's a lot of fun to record.
Laura and I have a project in the works.
I'm so excited for this.
It's still coming, so we don't want to talk about it too much, but that will be a lot of fun to do once we get that going.
If you are anywhere in like a medical field, I think that this is going to be an amusing thing for you.
Anything else that y'all have going on? You want to plug?
I have my channel, my personal channel on YouTube, the Jen DeMoss, where I do product reviews, makeup reviews, and in 2018 I'll start doing some actual vlogging.
Nice.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
You mean the year that we're in now?
This year I will be doing some vlogging.
I remember when I said things wouldn't be timely earlier. I think I said that. I hope I did.
Yeah.
Before we go, we want to leave on just something to ponder, something to think about.
Point to ponder.
It's not a topic we're going to discuss. It's just something that we want to leave you
Food for thought.
food for thought as we sign off. Just something to think about, and just really get those mental gears going. And so our something to ponder today: how many copies of Shrek 2 on DVD do you think you can fit in your mouth?
Important question. Is this the DVD or the DVD case?
It does not specify, but it's for you to contemplate.
So we hope that you have enjoyed, and we will see you all next time on the 4NerdsCast. Bye-bye.
Nice.
I told y'all it was coming. I warned you ahead of time.